Welcome in, T. Hey. Sorry I'm a little late. I my husband had moved my laminating sheets and he's at work and I couldn't get a hold of him. I'm like, really? You moved my sheets knowing I was going live? But I finally found them. It took me like 10 minutes to find them. How are you today? Oh, I'm good. How are you? All right. All right, I'm gonna get started in a minute. Right? I'm like, why? And like I said, I couldn't get a hold of them because they have an off-site event for the hotel, and it's like I couldn't get a hold of them. I'm like, oh, well, like really? Hi, Karen. How are you? Welcome in. So we're gonna do in a minute. We're gonna get started in a minute. We're gonna be cinching. Um, and I'll give y'all a story about that in a minute. I'm a little under the weather at the same time. Welcome in, welcome in. So I'm doing something I never do. I'm actually sucking on the halls. I normally don't do over-the-counter medication, but I was like, all right, I need a little help this right now. So I'm sucking on the halls, and I'm drinking what I call my shot, which is grapefruit juice, orange, lemon, ginger. So I'm trying to get this together so that I don't get sick. I'm trying to fight it before it becomes a full-on cold. All right, so the reason why I just, well, welcome in first, everybody. Welcome, your return subscriber. Welcome back. And if you're new here to my channel, please consider liking, subscribing, and don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you'll know when I upload a video or go live. And also, I'm doing 2 giveaways when I hit 500. I'm going to give a small gift of Copper Q Collections. I'm going to give a small gift for the person who actually hits the 500th mark. And then I'm going to do a drawing on live to give away the bigger gift basket for reaching my 500 goals. So you know anyone that's into crafts and things like that and cosmetics, please let them know. Come on over and subscribe so that we can go ahead and get those giveaways together. But what made me want to cinch? So years ago, yes, thank you, hit that like button. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell and subscribe. So years ago, I was, and it was around 2001. I was a member of a church. My former husband and I was a member of the church. And so my bishop had come to me asking me if I would help out the church when they was in their setup process. And she asked me if I could help them with their, as administrator, with their office work and things of that nature. So I said, sure, I wouldn't mind doing that. You know, I can come in a few hours after work and help out. And it wasn't a paid job or anything like that. It was just helping the church because I worked at Make America. I was an executive at Make America. And so in the process of me doing that, so the 2 deans of the church, they wrote up all the curriculum. And the curriculum consisted of 8 books. And so it was my sole responsibility to type up all 8 books. Hey, Sean, how are you? And so it was my responsibility to type up the 8 books. And the thing is that after I typed up the 8 books, they didn't tell me that I was going to have to learn something called cinching or binding. And I'm like, woo. And back then, I mean, the internet was out, but it wasn't really popping like that. So now here it is, I'm having to learn how to bind or coil or cinch books. And so, you know, I liked it. I ended up liking it. However, shortly after, and I did graduate, and I had my doctorate in divinity because I was actually a part of the schooling as well. Hey, and so, but shortly afterwards, I ended up, you know, not being able to help out the church anymore. But I am the one that created all the curriculum, all the books and things of that nature. And I was telling Sean the other day, I wish I would have kept my books. I literally just got rid of those books moving from Utah to South Carolina. I've had those books all those years. And all of a sudden now, I feel like I don't need them. And this would have been a perfect time to show you what those old books look like versus, the books I'm going to make today. And what's interesting, though, I did two types back then. We did the metal coils and we did the plastic binders. So it is a difference. So you have what is called your metal coils. These are not the metal coils. So the metal coils are the ones that are round. When you have a notebook, it's the ones that go and around, around, around. And then you have the plastic ones that are kind of clammy, where the teeth clam together. And then you have these, the wires, they do the same thing. So you use the machine to clam them together. So today, we're going to be learning how to do this. So basically, I'm learning all over again. So we're going to be learning how to do this all over again. And so I have already printed out, I already made my my journals. I've made journals and planners and notebooks, and every design is going to come in 3 sizes for your choice. You'll be able to get the 8 by 11, which 8.5 by 11, which is going to be your standard size. We're going to offer 6 by 9 as well as 5 by 7. And some people like the smaller books, and they're all going to have the same bindings. So what you need to bind, you're going to need any form of binder. You don't necessarily have to have the cinch. This is one of the most popular ones, and I did a lot of researching because when I was doing it for them, I'm hoping. I did some practicing, but listen, you know what happens when you go on live. But thank you for the vote of confidence. And so, but you need a cinch. And there's so many out there on Amazon. I actually started to get a bigger one again, but then I was like, I don't really want a big bulky one. I hardly don't have any space now. We're still rearranging the garage, so I didn't want to be having this big bulky machine. And so you're going to need some glue. Now you have to use this paper glue because this glue has no acid in it. So apparently regular glue like Elmer's and things of that nature, they all have some type of acid in it. So when you're using it on paper, that's why you're seeing it bleed through the actual paper. So apparently you need a specific paper glue that has no acid in it. You're also going to need different sizes of, and I got this off of Amazon, so you can get it off of Amazon. You're also going to need different sizes of 2-sided tape. I just got several sizes. I don't even know what all the sizes are right now because I really didn't look at it. I just opened it up before the live. But they even have a couple of them that's actually even larger. Of course, always in case you need some scissors, you're going to need a wire cutter. And it just also helps you to put the wire that you cut off on the inside of your book binder. If you're doing an 8.5 by 11, more than likely you won't need a bone folder. So a bone folder is just simply a little instrument that looks like a knife. It's just look like a little plastic knife that has no sharp edges to it. What it does is it helps you crease, but this is mainly used if you're doing like a 6 by 9 and you want to fold, or 5 by 7, you want to fold the paper into the inside and then put another sheet on top of it and hold it. You want to make sure your creases, or if you're doing some appliques on the inside, if you're putting pockets and things on the inside, and I do have some that I've created that's going to have some little pockets on the insides and things like that, you would use this just to make sure your creases are straight and things of that nature. Of course, you're going to need your wires. These come in a whole lot of colors. You can get them from Michaels, Joann Fabrics, Amazon. I brought some from Michaels when I was in there the other day. And I honestly, they actually is the same company here, which is We Are Memory Keepers. This is a very known brand for Michaels as well as Joann's, but more so with Michaels. They have everything you need for paper crafts. But I didn't really care for them too much. So what I did was I ordered some on Amazon as well because I wanted multiple colors for my different books. And I kind of like these a little bit better. So I sent the Michael ones. I took the Michael ones back. And you also need a scoreboard. Now, scoreboard is, like I said, you're not going to really need this for the 8.5 by 11. You'll need this more so if you're doing, your different appliques and things on the inside, or if you're doing a smaller book, the other sizes, you'll need a scoring board. And this is also, this comes off easy, slides back on. This is, we are memory keepers as well. So I like this one as well. It has a really sharp blade. And of course, you're gonna need a binder. So this is the planner, the planner that I made. Now, also what I am gonna offer, I'm also gonna offer every book is gonna be able to come in a soft shell, a soft cover or a hard cover. So the hard covers are basically just chipboard that is being used. That's what's in all of the hardcover notebooks, planners, and all that. And we're going to do the soft cover. Today we're going to do the soft cover because I ordered some chipboard from off of Amazon, and it was more like it was really paper thin, and I didn't like it. And it's not going to be here in time. It just got delayed, I guess, because of the storms. So we're going to do this one, a soft cover, which is going to be laminated, and I'll show you how to do that. Hi, Sorini, how are you today? Okay, so let me grab one thing and we're going to begin. So what I decided to do is initially when I printed these, I initially printed these on copy paper. And so I thought about it, I was like, even with being a soft cover, I think I wanted a little bit thicker, so I decided to do cardstock instead. So I wanted to do a, I think I did 80-pound cardstock just to make the front and back covers a little bit thicker. I feel like this is washing me out. My ring light, I feel like it's washing me out some. All right, so I went on and just reprinted these, and I just did it when I was filling the paper, and I was like, I'm not really liking this. All right, so this book binder is going to be 120 pages. So therefore, it's going to take a minute to hole punch some of these. I should have thought about it and hole punched them some of them prior to, but I didn't because I wanted to do it live. And so, but we're going to go ahead and do it now. Let me move my stuff over for a little bit. Yeah, I do have chipboard though. Like I said, I have this 6x9 already, and I had the 5x7. But the 8.5 by 11, when that one came in, because it is a different brand, I didn't like it. It felt more like cardboard box instead of chipboard. So chipboard and cardboard boxes are pretty much the same thing. It's just chipboard is recycled boxes. It's actually recycled boxes that's been glued and bind together. That's all chipboard is. But chipboard, and I do have the 5.5 by 11, it's a little bit thicker. So it's a little thicker, it's a little bit sturdier. So I had the 5x7s, but I don't have all these printed out. So that's why I didn't go with the 5x7 today. And also I was still in the process of figuring out the holes, because there's not a lot out there. Let me see if I don't think y'all can see it that well. Let me do that. It's not a lot out there to actually show you how to make sure you got your holes the right place, so you kind of have to do it yourself. So what I did was I had to take some scrap paper and play it around till I found the marking. So I just marked on here where my 5x7 needs to go. I haven't done the 6x9 yet, but I had to keep punching and keep punching and keep punching until I figured out like where it goes, because when you're looking at it on YouTube and things like that and on the website, it's not really clear, and the instructions that comes with it doesn't give you that portion. It gives you very little. Matter of fact, the instructions is really big, but it's only this one little section, and what it is they're giving it to you in English and like 9 other languages. So it's very minimum of what they're telling you how to use it, because remember, this is not the book binding machine that I'm actually used to. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'll show you a little bit of what I created. Let me get these off too. And these will be online for purchase almost immediately. So it's going to be a little difficult yes, please like and subscribe and please share. It's going to be a little hard to see because this is, you can see it's a pretty green. I went with a green. And I just put an 2024 journal. This actually is a quote that I found, and here's a quote that I found. And so I just printed these both sides, double-sided. I printed because we're gonna laminate that one. And what I did is I put a whole bunch of notepad in here, but in here we have, let's get it, you can see it. Oh, we're going backwards. So there is a weekly journal, and for every single month, there's a weekly journal. And it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna, I feel like this ring light is washing me out. So it's making it a little difficult to see. And I actually did these front and back myself. That was an idea that I came up with. Here's another type of weekly journal. It actually will tell you, your mood for the day, your goals, and things of that nature. And I added a whole bunch of copy paper for, I made my own lines. I made my own flowers. I did all of that myself. And my line paper is on front and back. Here's another weekly planner here that goes inside. And this is in each month. So you have this in every month. And then also in some of the books, you'll have a money saving challenge in there as well. And then you have your calendars for each month. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is start punching. Now it said you can punch up to 12 pages, but because I'm new at this, I'm a little nervous. So I'm not sure. So I'm going to bring you down just a little bit so you can see. My phone is hot already, guys, and I don't know why. So yeah, you can see that. I'm going to move my iPad. Sean, before you came in, I told him, I said I almost had to cancel because Lonnie moved my Lonnie had moved my my laminated sheets and I couldn't find them. So matter of fact, before we do this, I'm going to laminate. How about that? Now, let me show you my laminate. Let's just move this out the way for a second. So I almost couldn't go live because I couldn't find the laminate sheet. So I just have the laminated sheets that you open up. I always have a difficult time opening this up, the two-sided. I always have a difficult time trying to open these. I got to put on my specs, y'all. Don't judge me. Y'all know I'm older. I never can get this properly. I always struggle with this. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. This one's a little bit better. And so all we're going to do is put your, you're going to put your cardstock in here. And we're just going to laminate. And my laminator is right there just off to the side. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this through. Now, what I'm going to also do is I'm going to trim this a little bit. And we're going to run it through the laminator again, because since we are cutting it, it is a possibility that it can split open and you don't want that. No, well, no, he got it back today. So I finally just cleaned it. I finally just cleaned up the desk today, which is why I decided to do this today, because I was like, let me clear off this man's desk so he can have his workspace back. Because when he works from home, he has to sit in the living room. So I was like, let me give this man back his workspace. I'm only doing it because of you, though. Because other than that, he wouldn't be getting it back. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim some of this off. But like I said, this is easy. It just slides back on. I just hate that it slides off, but it slides back on. Yeah. I was like, let me go ahead and just give this man back his space because he's going to be working home in 2 days. So I was like, let's go ahead and get it done now. And so here we are. We have the soft cover. All right. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit of that. The only thing I don't like about this, I don't like how this one trims off. And I've had these before and I've never had them where they trim off. I'm going to leave a very tiny bit of that plastic only because I'm going to run it through again. So I want to leave a very little bit. Make sure it's even all the way across. All right. And I'm only going to do it on the two sides. And I'll wait to see if I actually need to trim any more off. Oh, wait, the two sides. So I was telling Sean, one of the reasons why I also decided to do bookbinding again is because I am a hoarder when it comes to bookbinding. I should have actually, no, I shouldn't have showed y'all. I'm kind of like T when it comes to the machines. I'm like that with the planners. I have probably a good 8 planners. So yeah, I'm kind of like her. So I'm going to wait for the front, top and the bottom, because I want to make sure my paper's sitting properly so that my papers don't get destroyed. So I'm just going to run this again since we had to trim some off, because you know when you laminate and you cut, you risk the possibility of the papers coming off. So I'm going to run it through one more time just to make sure that there is no open I don't know why I struggle with this. No open spaces, because we don't want to lose our covers. Where did I put the other one, y'all? All right, so we're going to do the second one. All right. And again, like I said, these cinches, you can also get the cinches off of Amazon. Now, I will tell you this. They weren't no different in price. They weren't any different in price. They were actually the same price as they were on Michael's and Joann's. The only thing I will say is that this We Are Memories come in a lot of colors. And what you want to do is make sure, you want to make sure that you, you may not find the color that you want, because I actually wanted the black and white one. I didn't even want this, and I don't even like black, but I wanted the black and white one. That's the one. I wanted the black and white one, and no one had it. Well, somebody had it, but it was like $150, and I'm like, why would I pay $150 when I can get it for $98 and just get a different color? Like, that doesn't make sense. All right, so we're gonna run the second one through. Yeah, I'm like T when it comes to planners. It's ridiculous. I got so many planners and journals. It's ridiculous. It just, but I like them. I like pretty journals and pretty planners and things of that nature. So Sean, you missed it. I was giving the list of, and I'm gonna try to remember to put this in the description box. The different things you need for making planners. You need a non-acid glue. So there is specific glue just for paper crafting. It absolutely has to be the non-acid glue. You need a bone folder, which looks like a little plastic knife. Of course, you need your binder and different sizes of double-sided tape, excuse me. However, we won't be using any of those today since we're doing a soft cover. That's more so if you're going to be doing the hard covers. And like I said, so this one right here, Lady Luminary, will also come in hard covers and soft covers in all three sizes: the 8.5 by 11, the 6 by 9, and the 5 by 7 will all come in soft or hard covers. And I'll take a look and see, because I did some research already, and it looks like, there's an equal consensus of what people like when it comes to hard and soft, but I'll see what sells over what doesn't sell, and that's the one I'll just stick with, and I won't give those other options, but I'll still always give the different options of the different sizes. All right, and we're gonna run this through again. How's your day going, Sean? And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to wait for that. I'm going to start cinching. We're going to go ahead and start cinching while that's going through. All right. So what we have to do, when I read the instructions, what it says is, so here's a few things. Let me tell you about these few things first. So of course, here, this is your handle. And your handle is used for not only punching the holes, but it's also for binding the wire together as well. And so here you have pegs right here. And what it says is that when you're cinching, when you want to make sure you have an even top, you always going to pull out peg number 10. Now I will say read your machine, because if you're buying a different type of machine, it's going to give you a different number peg. I seen a video where a young lady had to take peg number 8 out. So they don't come all the way out. All they do is simply just slide out. You slide them forward, and when you punch, it's not going to punch that hole, and you slide it back. And then this is the side where, this is the side where you adjust according to what size binder that you brought. So this is the 1-inch binder. This binder holds up to, I believe, 140 pages. We're actually doing 120 because we don't want the book to be so thick that it can't flip over properly. So you have to press it according to that. And you can only have the amount of papers according binder according to the amount of papers that you're using. So you have to be careful with that as well. So you can't just say, oh, I want those binders, so therefore I'm going to buy them, and then they don't fit your paper amount. All right. And so and here, right here on the hook side, this is where the actual actual hooks go. They go in like this. And what happens is you'll use the wire cutters to cut off any excess wire. All right, so let's turn this off now because we're done with that. Get that out the way. All right, so I'm actually going to start with the book cover. So when you're make sure they're all pushed in before you start punching. I don't think that was it. Okay, there it is. So I already did some practicing. I learned. Oh, okay. I'm always working while y'all live anyway. So what I've learned, you have to pull for the 8.5 by 11. You just want to pull your ruler out. So here's a ruler here, and I know it's going to be a little difficult to see. There's a little ruler there for the different sizes of any paperwork that any paper crafts that you're doing. It gives you the different sizes. But for the 8.5 by 11, you're going to start off pushing it in. I'm sorry, you're going to start off with pushing it in. That's not going to fit right. That's not how it was. There we go. Give me a second, because I'm not about to mess up my paper. My marker came off. Oh, you know what? Here we go. My marker actually came off. It came off. So instead of messing up my binder, we're going to do this. Because I just punched it earlier, as you can see. Had perfect holes. So I'm a little nervous, y'all. All right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm a little nervous, but it's not coming the way that it was. Nope, I don't think that's correct. I'm a little nervous. A little nervous, y'all. I don't know why it's any different. My marker came right off. I purposely marked my markers. Okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. So what you have to do, though, you have to push the paper all the way in. It is stop you from pushing the paper in. You just hold it and you just press. All right? That's right. That's right. And now you pull your ruler out and pull out 10. I don't know why I got so nervous that quick and had a brain fart. And please make sure your paper is pushed up against, because you don't want your holes to be uneven. And we're just going to press. And the reason why you're pulling out that 10th peg, because if you don't pull out that 10th peg, it's going to punch a hole right here as well. And you're going to have that broken hole right there. So I'll show you again. And I'll show you on this side. Actually, I forgot to put the hole in, but I'm not gonna pull the plug out. I'm pushing it back, and I'll show you. So if you look, you'll see it punched that hole, because I did not pull that 10th peg out. So you want to make sure. Now, I've seen some people write on their machines to, like we do on our Cricuts and other machines, to, make sure, we mirror our images, or on your sewing machine, make sure you check your bobbin. I've seen all those type of little tips that we've done. I did see a young lady put on hers, make sure she pulled the 10th peg out, and she wrote 8.5 by 11. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and punch. And also what you want to do is you got to make sure you are punching on the right side. So this is the book. This is the book. This is the back cover, right? So this is when you pick up the book, this is what you're going to see. So you're flipping through the book and you're getting to December. You have to make sure that when you're punching these holes, you're punching it like this. If you punch it like this, you've now put this on the inside. So what I did was, when I was practicing, I wrote on a piece of paper to make sure I was punching the correct side. And I mean, if you mess up, you mess up. I mean, who's going to really know that you messed up? But just to make sure that you're punching that properly. Oh, you know what? I'm going to trim some more of that off because I don't like that. That's a little bit too much hanging on the bottom, so I'm going to have to pull it off. So again, make sure you're pushing this in. Oh, thank you. Wait till you see the pictures. We're going to go ahead and punch. So now I got to give it a little pressure because I'm using more pages. And we're going to pull this out and pull out page 10. Make sure your papers are still together, because you don't want any holes out of place. Now, oh, I forgot to show you something. I'll show you next. I will show you this in a minute. Oh, I forgot something I have to show you. Let me cut this off. And there is a thing on here, and I need to show you this. I absolutely need to show you this. So let me cut some of this off because it is too much hanging on the bottom. So it's making the holes a little off. It's going to be a little off from the pages. I don't want it to be too much, but I need to make sure that I am getting these holes in the right place. So I am gonna cut a little bit off. Just a little bit. And I want to show you something. Come on, my blade is not sitting. Okay, there we go. All right. And I'm gonna run this through again, and I'll deal with the other one when we get there. I'm going to run this through again, and I'm going to show you this. There's a peg on here that you can use for when you're sliding it down. So I'll show you that in 1 second. So now I just punched this. So I just punched my pages, and now you want to put your pages back in. Remember, you want to pull it out and put your pages in and make sure they're straight. There is a peg here that I forgot to show you. There's a peg right here on the side of your machine, and you push your papers, your holes actually go inside of here, and you push it down, and it actually holds your paper in place. All right, so don't forget there's a thing here so that you don't have to actually hold the papers while you're punching, and all your holes will be straight. So you have a little lever right here. They call it a peg. All right, so while that's heating up, I'm just going to go ahead and punch some more. How is everybody's week going so far? So again, you want to make sure all your pegs are pushed in. You want to make sure your pegs are pushed in. Make sure you're sliding your paper all the way in. And you're going to press down. So remember, I'm going to turn around and show you. Remember, there's a peg right there. That latch right there. I'm going to try to do this backwards so you can see. Let me pull my temp peg out. I'm going to pull my paper all the way down. It's all lined evenly. And I'm going to push down the lever. Doesn't really feel like it's all the way in. No, it's not. I think it's all the way in now. Yep, it's all the way in. And now we're going to press. So that way you don't have to hold it. You can make sure you can make sure that your holes are all in line. And if you can see, all of my holes are even. All right. Let's turn this around. And so I told y'all I'm like a jack of all trades. I am very gifted. Actually, I was looking at a video earlier today. It was a Caucasian lady, and she was talking about how naturally we are born with gifts and talents. Our only problem is learning how to tap into them. And she said, whereas everybody else has to actually learn their gifts and talents, or learn talents, not so much gifts, so that they can, the things that they're interested in. But she talked about how we naturally, as a group of people, have gifts and talents that we're born with. And our biggest mistakes is and see, I missed a hole. Because you know why? I forgot to push the peg in. And I'm glad I made that mistake. So as you can see, I missed that hole. And I'm going to repunch it. Because you can repunch. Because I forgot to push it in. And maybe I need to put a note up there now saying, don't forget to push the peg back in. And now as you can see, everything is still lined. Thank goodness. All right. So I'm going to, let's see, October, let's try. I'm trying to do each month separately so that way it won't be too thick while I hurry up getting through this so we can get to the bookbinding part. So what everybody's next project? What is your next project that y'all are working on? Ooh, this one's tough. Okay. That's because I did more pages that time because I wanted to see how many more pages that would hold. Because I think it said it holds up to, I think 20. I forgot how many pages. It holds a lot of pages, I know that. And it can also, and I forgot to put my peg in, so I got a little thing messed there, but it's okay. Because this one's going to be for me anyway. I was never going to sell the one I was making online in case I make mistakes. Y'all not working on no projects? I know y'all got to be working on some projects. Y'all always got projects in the making. I will tell you this. I do have, oh, sorry, y'all. That's my UPS coming, and she's, of course, going to bark. Whew, that thing is tough. These are more pages. And I'm not weak by far. I do have a crafting journal that's going to be released. It's already completed as well. That'll be on the website. I just have to punch this later and cinch it later. It's already completed. And I do have one that's going to be a spiritual journal, as well as there will be a journal that's going to be available for men. Because oftentimes men do like to journal. They like planners and things of that nature. But when you go into places like Walmart and Target and even like those paper stores, when you go into the paper stores, all you ever see is pretty decorative journals that's just for us women, and the men are always excluded. So I have a really nice one that's coming out for men. I just got to punch that as well. That one is completed as well. So every time y'all was going live on Fridays, I was actually working on my journals. I was actually working on them at the same time, designing them, working on them, and things of that nature. And so, so they're all completed now, and which is why I waited to do this video, because I didn't want to do it and talk about it before everything was actually completed. I wanted to wait. I'm a little nervous about this many pages. This is a little bit too much. So I said, let me just wait until I am completely done before I start talking about it. And I actually made this mistake a second time by not putting my peg down. So we have to really be careful to remember that. So I'm literally going to have to put something up here that says, don't forget to put the peg down. Because I did it a second time. Thank goodness this is for me. So y'all are getting to see me make the mistakes while we're online. And it's interesting because with the industrial machines, I didn't have to do that. So it's so interesting that we have to do this. With the industrial machines, theirs was a little bit different, the way that they punched. Because they also, the machine I worked on back then, it actually would cut the paper as well if I needed to. So it's really interesting that we have to do this. And so now I've missed it twice. But it's okay. Like I said, this was for me because I not pushed that peg and it didn't go all the way in. Oh, so that's another thing. I did see that. I did see where some of the young ladies were saying that they were pushing their pegs in and it didn't go all the way in. So we have to make sure that, so I mean, I've seen it was like halfway there. It wasn't quite all the way. It felt like it when I pushed it in, but it wasn't quite all the way in. So yeah, like I do check my bobbin, and don't forget the mirror. I'm gonna have to put, don't forget to push in peg 10. Great. So what I did yesterday, and it's interesting you said this, Sean. So I'm a little nervous with this one still. I don't know if I took enough of it off. Okay. I'm going to try to wing this. I'm going to try to wing this a little bit because I don't know if I took enough of it off. Let me see. So that's it. You're going to see me winging this part because I don't want to take off too much. I'm afraid of taking off too much. I think I got it. So I need one more peg. Hold on, y'all. I need one more peg. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move it down right here. There we go. Yes. Oh, I did it now. I am excited about that. Because remember, I didn't want to cut off too much of that bottom. So I'm going to cut this off. Give me 1 second so I can cut this little piece off of this as well. Yeah, so Lonnie's excited about the men's because he was like, yeah, I don't have a new one. And he's always buying me journals. And like he said, he always forgets to buy himself one. So when he seen the rough draft of the men's, he was so excited to see that. But yeah, so I did update my website. I did some updating because I do have some new products. So I don't have the bath bombs on there yet. So here's the bath bombs. So here's the strawberry. They're on the drying rack right now. And I don't really like the chocolate one so much. I'm gonna try to recreate that one again. It has a little bit pink on it. And then, you know, of course I have the mixture one on there. But I did go back and make a few of the mixed colors and I don't like them. So they're not aesthetically pleasing to me. So I am gonna go ahead and make some more. Because if it's not right, I'm not putting it out. It has to be to my liking or it won't go out. I don't just put out anything. So I do have the sugar scrubbing stuff up there and the body butters for the strawberry and chocolate. I just have to put the body wash up there. And the reason why the body wash is not up there is because I actually ran out of one of my products and I didn't know because I bought a 5-pound bag. But I guess because I sold so much for Christmas, I didn't realize I was running out. So I was like, oh goodness, I didn't know that I ran out that much. So, all right, so let's pull this down a little bit. Let's push you in. And remember, I'm gonna wing it again. Kind of wing it again. Now, see, that was a little hot. I mean, that was a little warm, and so it bent it a little bit. So let's pull you out and push. All right. Perfect. Perfect again. So now you have the actual binding part. Yeah, I've always sold bath bombs. So last year, I didn't have that many scents last year. So last year, because I told you I love taking spiritual baths. I love this, and all I'm doing is just putting sometimes, and I also sell bath salts as well. I just need to get me some more tea bag, you know, the tea bags that you seal, heat seal. What happened was I ordered some, and the vendor, I ordered like 20 some, I think it was like 24 items, and they actually forgot the doggone tea bags. It's the only thing in the order they forgot. So they refunded me the money, and so I'm gonna place the order today. I actually really meant to do it yesterday, but like I said, I wasn't feeling well. Matter of fact, let me take a sip, if you don't mind, of my cold bomb. That's a little disgusting, but because I made it strong. But anyway, So I wasn't feeling all that great. So after I came back with Lonnie, I just took a shower and got into bed and was rocked out. And so it was much needed. So I made my own kind of like Theraflu, which I'm kind of drinking now, which is grapefruit, orange, lemon, ginger. And I also just took some oregano oil and just rocked out. But yes, I do have like I said, bath bombs. And so last year I only sold lavender, eucalyptus, lavender. I only have 4 cents, y'all. I only did 4 cents. And I did very well, but it was just one of those things that I should have just gave more love to that I didn't. So I kind of let it fall at the wayside. It was my fault. It wasn't that. And it's interesting because my sister in Grenada, she kept asking me, hi, welcome in. How are you today? And my sister in Grenada, we actually send each other things. So I get a lot of natural herbs that are only in the islands for her. And so I send her products. And she kept asking me about them, and I just was not giving that much attention to it. But remember, I also was rebuilding Sean, because remember, Lonnie and I was supposed to move to St. Nevis. I mean, sorry, in St. Nevis, St. Kitts and Nevis. And so remember, I had to get rid of everything, remember? I'm great, thank you, and welcome in. And so I had to remember to start from scratch also, because I couldn't take anything to out of the country, like all my oils and colorants and epoxy and all that I had to sell and give away. We were supposed to move last June. And then when the oh God, what's the people called that come and check to see what you're taking? I forgot what they're called. Not really border patrol, but that's what they are. They work at the border to make sure that the pallets that are coming, or the crates that are coming in, that has people that are moving outside the country, making sure they don't have anything in there that they're supposed to have. The only good thing is that we did not start selling our pew-pews, because if I would have sold my pew-pews, I would have been angry, because we ended up having to turn down the offer. But now we're turning down the offer almost 3 months later. Like, we had already got rid of everything. So we were down to nothing but what we were taking, which we were taking our furniture. That's all we was taking, our furniture and our clothes. And so after that, I really didn't even get back into and give it no love. Well, that's great. But I also got something I'm sending to you as well. And that I need you to start reviewing for me, if you don't mind. Well, you said you don't mind, but yeah. So I said, well, you know what? I should have did it for Christmas. I wasn't really thinking at the time. And when I was in the garage rearranging again, because I told you we bought some more shelves, then I was like, oh, wow, I still have all my molds here. So why don't I just go ahead and start adding these back to the website? So I did rearrange it. The bath bombs are not on there yet. I'm going to tonight make some more. They only take 24 hours to harden. And so they'll be on the website by the weekend. But yeah, I do have the strawberry hearts are fine. I don't like the color of the chocolate, so I'm not really comfortable with that one. But I did update it. I started getting my tumblers up, but then my daughter was having an issue, so I had to stop. And so I didn't get the tumblers up. I got the one up, but not the others. All right, so let's move on to the next step. This is the step that I hope and pray that I'm going to do correctly. So I looked at 100 videos, and oh Lord, I hope I do this right. So if you look and see, is that washing me out, you guys? That looks like it's washing me out. If you look, you can see, and I know y'all have seen binders before. You have the flat here, and then you have the claws that go in. And remember, when you close them, it goes in the middle. So what I've heard is that you want to put the flat side, and you want to hook that onto the hooks here. So you kind of want to put them on here. Hold on, let me turn this around for a second so I can see. Yeah. So you want to put them on here. So if you can see, you just want to hook it right on there. Oh, thank you. And so what I've seen somebody do, now they say you don't have to do it this way, but if you want to hide the teeth, they said you want to put the back cover on first. I mean not first. You want to put the back cover on with the front cover. So apparently, when you put the front cover on, you want to put the back cover on top. And then when you flip the back cover over, then the teeth will be hitting on the inside. So that's how they say you want to do it. So hopefully we get this right. Please, 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 please make sure you're flipping your stuff over, because you don't want to put the beginning months in the front unless you're doing all one page. And I'm going to do some journals too, as well. So of course I'm going to flip this off. And one of the things I was a little disappointed because when I ordered this one, I ended up getting mine straight off of Michael's. And when I ordered it, wait, did I? No, I got this off of Amazon. I did get it off of Amazon, sorry, because it was $98. I wanted the one that had the square pegs, and that's the one in the description that it said. But when it came with round pegs, and I felt like round pegs would be harder to bind. So all you do is you're going to hook your papers on. You're going to hook all your papers on. And please make sure you put your bottom pages on, your back pages on first, especially if you have, like I have a month, a calendar for each month. You want to make sure you're putting your pages on properly. And I'm going to do another video with this because, like I said, I'm going to do the 6x9 and a 5x7. I'll do one of those online so we can also show you the different you know what, Sean? After speaking with you and looking at a whole lot of videos, I think it's best. So I am a person, I have to have paper. I like paper. I am still a paper girl. I don't like digital nothing. But at the same time, I have to look at that. It's not about me. It's about what my customers want. And we live in a digital world. So I was telling Lonnie last night, I said, Sean actually did, say something to me that, sparked me, that let me know that I need to make some of these, make these digital as well. So I would have to say, I'm going to do some more research, but I'm going to have to say yes, because it's what people want. We're in a digital world. And I noticed that after I started looking at a bunch of these, a whole bunch of digital planner videos started popping up. So I just have to figure out how to make these digital. So that someone can have the same designs. And again, you have to make sure that whatever binding that you're using, you have to make sure. So remember, the front cover goes on first. And I did exactly what I told y'all not to do. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I did it right. So they said the back cover goes on top of the front cover. And this way, when you flip it over, it's on the outside, but I think I did it on the inside, but it's okay because it's for me. It won't be messed up for the customer. So what you do is you got to flip it around, flip the machine around. I'm going to take it off and just lay it to the side. Make sure all the hooks are still in there. I'm going to turn around. So let me show you this first. Remember I said there's a dial on here. So whatever size binder Oh, okay. Got it. So they are on my iPad. So great. So, well, I'll go ahead and start looking at that tonight after I do the bath bombs. Because normally I was working on these while you were live, or I'll lay in the bed until I fall asleep, or, I told you the case. I told you, fall asleep with my iPad and my lap like I do every night, because I'm always working on something in the bed, which needs to stop. But, so yeah, I'll go ahead and look at that after I do the bath bombs tonight. So you have different sizes. And this dial is for whatever size coils that you're using. So remember, I am doing 120 pages. I'm doing a very thick notebook. So therefore, I'm using a 1-inch. And I think like for the 1.5, you get up to, I think, 220 pages. And then the 2-inch gives you, I want to say 240. I may be wrong on those numbers. But I know that the 1-inch gives you up to 140 pages. And so I want to make sure I turn it. So let me go ahead and turn this. And I don't even know how to do this yet, because I hadn't even tried this part. Okay, yep. So you just turn it clockwise to the 1-inch. So I just turned it clockwise to the 1-inch dial. So what you do is you just take your binder, making sure all the pages are in, and you're just going to put it underneath here. And you're just gonna press. That's not pressing. Hold on, y'all, because that's one. Let me turn it down a little bit because that's not pressing. And I have a 1 inch. Nope. That's a 1 inch. Hold on. I'm glad this is happening. Let's try this. Because I do have, these are 1 inch binders. I mean, 1 inch, wires. These are not coils. Coils are the circle ones. And that one needs to be tighter. That's not it either. So this is off a little bit. So I'll have to look at it and see why it's off. I have to take a look and see why it's off. All right, let's try this on this tighter one. Actually, I did see this happening on somebody else's. And that's still a little light. All right, trial and error. Not sure why that's not binding. Let's try the 1/2 inch. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so that did bind, but it needs to be thicker. It needs, nope, it's not binding. All right, y'all, give me 1 second. Because you don't have to do anything but just adjust it. So, I'm not sure why that's not binding. So we may not be able to bind it until I find out what the issue is. Because, you know, I couldn't practice this part because I didn't want to bind something that wasn't ready. Nope, it's not binding. All right, so I'm not sure what's happening. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, I have 1 inch binders. Not sure. So I'll have to play with it because I'm really not sure why it's not binding, but it's supposed to turn around to whatever size bind that you have. And for some reason it's not. And like I said, you don't have to do any adjustments to this machine. This machine comes already adjusted. And I'm not sure why, but that's actually how you bind. I mean, that's how you bind on all machines except for the bigger machines. It's on a different place. But I am not sure why my plate doesn't want to seem to bind, but it's not, it's actually not touching. So there's something off that's not letting it touch. So it's not touching. So I'll have to play with that. I'll have to take a look at that. But that is basically how you bind. Like I said, I'll have to look and see why it's not closing. Especially when I went with a gold coil. The gold coils are a little bit more expensive than the black and a white. I went with gold because there's gold specs in this book, so I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll have to look. And oh, this is a little safety piece on here. So this is for if you're carrying it and you can lock up the machine. So this will lock up the handle. So if you're carrying it from like one place to another, it won't damage the handle. But I'm gonna have to work on that and see what is going on, why that part is off, and maybe I hope I don't have to send this machine back. But that's how you book bind. So if it's a smaller size, if you're doing a 9 by 6 by 9 or 9 by 6, I've seen those as well. 5 by 7, I've seen 5 by 9. You would just take, and what you would do is you would count how many holes you have on your book, and you would just cut off the rest of them, and then you would take the end wire. You know, you have the end wire on your coils, and you just stick it inside. You'll use this and push it inside so that you won't cut yourself on either end if you have to. Not sure what's going on, but that's actually just going to be on all today. I will give you an update. I'll do a video or a post on my community tab to let you know what happened, so that when these planners and binders will be available, I'll let you know then. And do anybody have any questions before I go? That's weird. Anybody have any questions? When's the next time y'all going live? Y'all, I'm hot today. It's hot. It went from being freezing. Oh, thank you. I wish I could have bind the book so you can see it completely, but I'll work on that. We had frost yesterday. Y'all know I'm in South Carolina, and it's supposed to be an average of 62 degrees every day. And in the evenings, it's usually an average of 40. Well, we went all the way down to 20. And even though I covered up my well, the collard greens survived, and it's probably because they're native here to South Carolina. Those things are sitting perky and pretty. I'm like, whoa, and I took a piece off earlier today and was like, this thing's good. But my poor little kale and spinach and all that, they kind of wilted a little bit, even with being cold. I'm covered up because that's how cold it is. But it's back up now to 64, like 64 degrees. So it's hot as I know because we had to turn the heat on. But yes, I'm sweating. So I didn't even do eyebrows today. If y'all didn't notice that, I was like, bump that. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I am too old to be impressing anybody. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I wish I could have finished it, but like I said, I'll make sure I'll give you the update. So you're going live on Sunday because you didn't go live Sunday evening or Monday. I'll post my community tab. Yeah, I may go live Monday as well. And I am going to go live on TikTok tomorrow. That'll be Copper Dollars Network because I have abandoned Copper Dollars Network. So for all of y'all in here, I also have a group or a network that I created called Copper Dollars Network. And what that does is it's just helping people to support, helping us copper color race support each other in our community so we can stop pushing our dollars outside our community. And so it gives a platform for people to be able to promote their businesses so that we'll know who carries what. There are people out there that doesn't know that Sean does rhinestones and embroidery and T does DTF and now embroidery and whomever else. So it gives that platform. There's people on there that sells their brand clothing. There are a lot of people who are putting original clothing out. We have someone who has a nonprofit for the church. We have someone who is a car dealer. He owns his own car dealership and he tries to sell mainly to our community and things of that nature. We have gardeners who sell seeds and plants and things. So we have quite a few people that come on to promote. So I kind of been abandoning her. I don't think I've been live since like the beginning of December. People are asking like, what the heck is going on? So I'll probably go live on there tomorrow in the afternoon for a little bit. And just so I can show my face again. I mean, I've been on there on other people's lives, but I need to show my face on my live because even my algorithm is saying, girl, what's up? And I do have a business page on TikTok that I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers, and I have been neglecting that. And that is same thing, Copper Hue Collections. I think it's Copper_Hue_Collections. Please go over there and subscribe so I can start going live there and I can keep Copper Hue Chippewa separate from Copper Hue Collections. I just had to deny a lot of people that follow me on Copper Hue Chippewa. I just had to deny them on Copper Hue Collections because I'm like, I don't want y'all over here. This is my business page. So please go over there and support that page as well. All right. Well, I certainly thank you all. I enjoyed my time with you as well. I am looking forward to getting the rest of these binders up there and you seeing the rest of these binders. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn your notification bells on so you'll know when I go live again. And I post a video. I'm going to try to start going live twice a week on YouTube because I really want to build my YouTube channel more so than TikTok now. So I'm going to be honest, I'm really kind of tired of them and all of their censoring shit, which is violating our First Amendment rights. So I'm probably going to try to start going live on Mondays and Thursdays around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to be going live for the next month, those 2 days. However, I will be taking a little break from going live like that because as y'all know, I have my first grandbaby coming. So I will be going back home on the 16th of February. And I'm also going to have a birthday celebration here. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, and I got to get those up too and show you the rest of that. And actually, Sean, I made a video just for you as well. So I finally filmed me making the homemade, no chemicals, cranberry juice. Hi, welcome, Miss C. How are you today? And so I made the cranberry juice. Now I know you don't like to use honey because y'all vegans think honey is an animal and not an insect. Shade. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. See, that's what I get for blowing shade, because now I'm choking. Excuse me. But I do use honey for my cranberry juice. I do, even though I am natural and I do eat according to my blood type, and I'm really not supposed to have honey, I will use some honey for my cranberry juice. Sometimes I'll use um, pure maple syrup. I'm mainly a pure maple syrup type of woman. I don't do any sugar or anything of that nature. It's maple syrup all day, every day for me. But I finally made the cranberry, pure cranberry juice I told you I've been making since like 2014. And so that people can see there's a natural way of drinking cranberries, because the stuff that you're drinking in the store is juice from concentrates. It is not natural, and it has a lot of chemicals in it because they have to preserve it so it can sit on the shelf. Because where's your cranberry juice when you buy it in the grocery store? It's sitting on the shelf. It's not in a refrigerator. So therefore, in order for them to do that, because anything that has water in it grows bacteria within 24 hours, although you can't see it. So therefore, in order for your juices to sit on a shelf at a grocery store, they have to put chemicals in there. And there's a lot of harmful chemicals that we are ingesting in our bodies, even more so now than back in the day, that we really shouldn't be ingesting, and which is why we're obese and things of that nature in this country. And so I've been making my own cranberry juice for years. When I met my husband, he was like, this is the weirdest thing. I've never seen nobody do this before. But listen, I am plump and voluptuous, girl. Listen, if you could have seen what I looked like just about I say about 8 years ago, you would be like, woo, girl, I was slim. Now I'm thick and fluffy. As my sister always says, I call her my Oompa Loompa. That's how much weight she gained. And so, so I finally did that video. I got to edit it and get it up for you so you can see that as well. So it's just simply cranberries, fresh cranberries. I told you what my husband and I do, and I'll tell you this really quickly. What my husband and I do when cranberry season come around, which means the fall, we literally buy approximately 120 bags of cranberries. No less than 52 bags. Literally, we stock up on cranberries, and we just stick them in a deep. I bring them home. I wash them all off. I rebag them, and then I seal them up so that no air gets into them, and we throw them in the deep freezer. I make 2 fresh bags of cranberry juice a week. No, oh my God, I tell you this much: she won't do it again. I promise you, she won't do it again. Once she tastes homemade cranberry juice, she's not gonna buy that stuff in the store no more, because she's gonna realize she's not drinking real cranberry juice. She's drinking juice from concentrate. But like, it's interesting. When my husband first tried it the first time when we met, he was like, "Whoa, like, what is this stuff in the store?" And I was like, "Exactly." Like I said, and you'll see videos putting sugar in it. To me, that defeats the purpose of going natural. Yes, fluffy. And so and it's interesting, Sean, I gained weight again since November, since I came back. Like, when I went home, I had no stomach. Now I allow myself to gain my weight back, and now I got a stomach. For some reason, it wants to go straight to my stomach. And mine don't go to my butt like everybody else's. But I prefer to only use honey, and we only use pure honey from a farm. We actually get ours from the farm. When we was in Utah, we just actually found a bee farmer here, or I'll use pure maple syrup. And so but yeah, so that's what I use. So I have that video that I'm gonna put up as well. Oh my God, it's my favorite. So I'll tell you this: I drink coffee only in the morning. If I ever have to have coffee in the afternoon or the evening, it's because I've done something that has overly exhausted me, and I need the energy to stay awake. So I am simply just a morning coffee drinker. That's it. And no, I will say I will drink anywhere from 12 ounces, maybe to sometimes 14 ounces. But that is it. Coffee, that's one time a day. After that, it's strictly water with lemon in it, lemon or limes in it, and cranberry juice. I keep cranberry juice on hand. And that's why we stock up. We literally stock up. so that we can make sure we have cranberry juices all year. What I also do is make my own watermelon juice as well. So in the summer, we buy a bunch of watermelons, we cut them all up, we do the same thing. We freeze it with the we suck the air out with the pump. I can think I'm drawing a blank, and we store it so we can have watermelon juice all year long as well. So there's a lot of little things I do. I make my own apple cider vinegar. We make our own sauces. I do not buy store-bought sauces. I can't do tomato sauce anymore because of my blood type doesn't allow me to have tomatoes, but I still make my tomato sauce for my husband. We still make our own pesto sauces. We make all of our own sauces. We make all of our own stock. We went to the fish market. I got me some mackerel and some cod because those are two fish that I can eat according to my blood type. And so my husband's like, what do you want to do with the heads? Because we got the whole fish. And I was like, and we filleted them. I said, we're going to make some fish sauce. Fish stock. And I was like, you got to realize, Bella can have that as well. So when I make Bella's food, I make her food straight with natural stocks that we make. So we make all of our own stocks. He makes his own. We make Bella's chicken stock as well as our chicken stocks. Because hers can't have onions and garlic in it. We're making her stocks, but she can have peppers and all of that other good stuff in it. Because onions and garlic is toxic to a puppy. So she has her own stocks in the freezer. We have our own stocks, or my husband has his own stocks in the freezer. We make chicken, beef. This is our first time doing fish, and we do duck sauce. So we don't eat pork. We never did. Neither one of us are not pork people. But I will eat my pork. I'm sorry, my duck. I will have my duck once or twice a year, which is either for Harvest Day, aka Thanksgiving, or sometimes I'll do it for the Christmas season. I never ate turkey. I can't stand turkey. It's nasty. So we make duck sauce from the ducks that we have as well. So whenever we get duck. And so since I don't eat meat, but I will have them during those times. But yeah, we make all of that. Like literally, I need to be in a big old farm because I'm a homesteader for real. Like I'm homesteading right in my own doggone home. But yeah, so if y'all want to see those type of videos, I can film those videos and show you how I do those things as well. I did do the kombucha video for Sean back in the summer, and for some reason, I don't know why I never posted it. So I make my own kombucha. I had got tired of spending $4 or $5 buying Boathouse and I forgot GT or GT. They weren't out back then, but it was the other company that was out back then. And those bottles cost anywhere from like $4.60 to $5. And so I was like, I'm gonna learn how to make this. So back in 2016, I taught myself how to make my own kombucha. And so, and I definitely can make that for you. I'm technically not supposed to have kombucha, but the body can always use healthy probiotics. And so I don't drink it like I used to, but I am getting ready to make some. So I can show that, I can film that again, how to make kombucha and even how to flavor it. So that's a multi-step process, but I can film each step and as well. But yeah, if y'all want to see sauces and all that stuff, we make everything fresh. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, but I got my husband on a healthy end. I was healthy when he met me, and he wasn't so much. And it's really because of his job and being so demanding. And so he still eats meat. However, he's a little bit more healthy. And listen, I need the second one. That first one stresses me. Like for instance, Sean, I did juice today. I batched juice today. So I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and batch juice because I'm trying to prep my business and I got to get a whole bunch of inventory together because I'm also going home with inventory because when I go home, I told you majority of my customers are Delawarean still. And so that gives them the opportunity to pick it up for me or me dropping it off. And so I'm trying to stock up. I usually go home with 2 tote buckets full of merchants, for products and things. And so today I decided to batch. The problem with the one, if you're juicing celery, you do have to stop and clean it out, completely clean it out, because the fiber from the celery gets stuck in the I forgot what it's called now. The thing turns it and crushes it up. And so, I am a huge kombucha person. Oh, absolutely. Oh, child, listen, I've kept all my bottles. Don't go buy no new bottles. If you still buying it, you keep them bottles and I'll show you how to reuse them. So what we'll do is we'll do Monday. How about that? Monday will be the video on making kombucha. How about that? We'll do that. I'll set up a notification in my community tab. We'll go live Monday making kombucha. Or I may do a premiere for that. But no, you keep all those bottles because those are the perfect bottles. You ain't got to worry about going to Amazon finding no bottles. But so I had to do the celery separately. I had to do the grapefruit separately. Pineapple is just as annoying as celery. Those fibers get stuck up. See, Sean, you don't know my struggle because you started off with two. You went from the ninja to two. So you don't know the struggle. The one is a struggle, and I see why they came out with a second one. But I'm just not, I don't want to buy another one. I just don't. So it was stressful. It took me 2 hours to batch. And so, yeah, I think that would be great. If I do maybe a premiere, and then we can talk about it on the because Sean's been telling me I need to do premieres anyway. So maybe figure out how to do premiere, and that way we can talk about it in the chat, and you can ask all the questions while watching it. Yeah, you can cash them in. So it gets stuck in the second one as well. It is horrible. Like, but pineapples are the same way. They're just as bad as the celery because they both do have a lot of fiber, and especially if you juice your cores. And a lot of people throw the cores away, but no, that's a no. That's where your bromelain is. That's where all your medicinal properties is in the actual core of the fruit, not the actual fruit itself. It's the core that really has all the, matter of fact, that bromelain will knock out any cold you have, which is why, oh yeah, and there's pineapple juice in there. But it took me 2 hours. I did celery, spinach, grapefruits, which I'm not supposed to have, but I needed it for today. What I do? I did apples, green apples. I did ginger, the pineapple, and I think I did, oh, and my beets. And I did my beets. I love my beet juice. And I just had to, and what I do is I juice mine separately. Sometimes I'll juice if I'm doing for the day, I'll then put all the fruit in there. But I just did batch juicing where I just juiced all of the fruit separately. And it took me like maybe 2.5 hours to juice everything. My feet was aching so bad. I didn't finish until 2 o'clock. I said, I'm going to lay here until it's time to go live, which is why I came on like 5 minutes late because I was like aching from standing up so much. And I got one of those thick mats in the kitchen that I'm standing on now. So, but I do love it though. I just wish I didn't have to, I just wish it was easier. And I kind of wish I just did like my husband said in the beginning, buy the two, but I was being cheap. He told me to buy the two and I was being cheap. So this is what I get for being cheap. Yeah, you can, but I can't. Remember, I have to drop everything in kind of individually. Yeah, that celery is horrible. So the thing about it, I love celery juice plain, or I'll do celery and cucumber. I love celery and cucumber together. Sometimes I'll throw a little bit of mint leaves in there. And yeah, the core for the pineapples, the core is where so if you ever heard of the herb called bromelain, that's where it comes from. That is actually where that comes from. Anytime you see that herb called bromelain, it is the core of the pineapple. That is exactly where it comes from. They take that core, they chop it up and do whatever the process they do, dry it out, and they sell it as a powder. But that's exactly what it is. It is better if you just juice your core. Never throw that core away. Oh, I do that all the time. I do that too, Sean. Oh, I love that too. Oh my God. First of all, I love celery juice by itself. I can drink celery juice literally every single day. I can drink cucumber juice by itself every single day. I love cucumbers and celery juice. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So right now I was kind of detoxing because I was being a bad girl and I was eating chips, knowing that I'm not supposed to have no forms of potatoes. But yeah. Oh yeah, that's really good together. Yes, yes. And so, oh, and I did turmeric. I juiced my turmeric today. I knew I was missing something. And so, um, so I was being a bad girl, especially because of the holidays. I was being really bad, really naughty. I was eating cabbage. And I forgot what else I told you I was eating. I was supposed to be eating. Then I had the black eyed peas, which is an American Indian tradition, not anywhere else. It came from us here. Actually, it comes from the Mississippian nation, who actually started that tradition of eating black eyed peas and collard greens, bringing in the new year. But they did it in April, not in January. So I was kind of bad because black eyed peas, I can eat black eyed peas. That's on my list. But yeah, I was kind of still being bad. And I needed to detox. So, like I said, I started feeling a little under the weather yesterday. So I was like, oh, let me get that yesterday and today. So I'm going to be detox. Another good way to detox is do a foot bath because your toxins come out through your feet. I don't know if people know that the best way to detox, not so much is on the toilet all the time, but it's also through your feet. So, and I will be offering that soon as well. Also, I do have a smoke blend that's going to be on there. I'm waiting for those bags to come in. As y'all know, I am an asthmatic. It's the only health issue I have at 53 years old. Yay, yay, yay. And so Blue Cross Blue Shield decided to stop selling my inhaler, one of my inhalers. And I found out that my mother, she has bronchitis, so she takes an inhaler, which is Symbicort. And so Medicare in Delaware decided to stop giving them Symbicort. I found out by telling her because she actually called me and was like, "How's that smoke blend going?" I was like, "Well, back in the day, you was a smoker. That's the difference between you and I. I ain't never smoked before." So, so the asthmatic smoke blend, well, the respiratory smoke blend will be up soon as my bags come in. No. Are you A or O? Because either one, you can't have no potatoes. I don't remember about B and AB, but A and B cannot, I mean, A and O cannot have potatoes. No form of potatoes. No sweet, no white, no nothing. Not if you want to eat according to your blood type and clean that blood types out and alkaline that body the real way. You can't have it. Just say you're one or the other. Don't give your exact blood type. Just say yes. You know, it's funny though. I don't eat potatoes, but I love potato chips. Like, not that I don't like them, but I'm not a white or sweet potato person. Like, I won't just sit there and cook it and eat it. I never did. It's funny because I have two children and never like mashed potatoes. And then I had another child that didn't like sweet potatoes. So potatoes was the thing I didn't actually raise my children on because I didn't like none of them. But I love a potato chip. But I didn't start eating potato chips until about 8 years ago. So I literally just started eating potato chips like about 8 years ago. Yes. Oh, yeah. That's the best ways. So, as an herbalist, also, when you have like headaches and this part I'm still learning because I'm supposed to go back and become a master. I was supposed to get my master's when I was out in Utah, and then he took a job here, so I didn't move. And I also was going to learn Reiki master. I was going to become a Reiki master as well. I wanted to be a holistic. I want to be a holistic clinician, and I'm still probably going to, go back and finish that as well. But one of the ways that you can get rid of headaches and heartburn and different things like that. She said her blood type is potato. I cannot with you. No, I kid you not. Chips is my. Listen, you can have all the cakes, the cookies, the pies. You can have them all. I don't need none of them. It's those chips. I am so addicted to potato. And I'm addicted to the plain at that, y'all. It's the plain. It's not like it's sour cream and barbecue. I hate those things. I do like a salt and vinegar, but it's the plain. But yeah, a lot of things you can actually heal in your body through your feet because that's where all your nerve endings go. And so that's where you want to detox, because when you're detoxing through your feet, it's going up through your body and it's pulling all the toxins out. So my daughter is an esthetician as well. She used to work at a celebrity spa in Philadelphia, and I remember I was going to go get my first detox done through the feet. And so when we got there, it was myself and a young lady in the room together. And so she looked at the young lady. She said, "Didn't I tell you don't drink alcohol last night?" And the girl was like, "I didn't." She's like, "Yes, you did. I could see it in the water." And I was like, "What?" And at the time, I never drank alcohol at the time. So she wasn't talking to me. And I was so surprised because she pulled out this book and she showed what the water looks like if you had alcohol versus if you was a weed smoker and all these different things. And I was shocked. And that's when I started learning how to detox through the feet. And so I just use my spa here at home, and I have a herbal blend that I made up myself, and I just stick the herbs in there as well as my charcoal in there, and I just sit in my house with my feet in my foot spa, and I detox. That's how I detox. Yep. I don't do anything fancy. Sometimes I'll do some detox teas. I'll drink it as a tea. It's very disgusting because they taste like a lot of the herbs taste like dirt. But for the most part, that's how I detox, either through my feet or I drink some teas. But I don't do anything special and fancy and spend it on hundreds of money. You don't need to. Your body is a well organized machine by itself, and you just need a little help with natural herbs. That's it. You don't have to do a whole bunch. So save your money. So the smoke blend is going to be available soon too. So it does dispel. Like I said, also I said Blue Cross Blue Shield decided they want to stop selling, stop offering Advil. So they then, you know what? As much as I love pickles, that I hate right now, I can't have pickles because of my blood type. Because we make our own pickles. We make our own homemade pickles. So right now, it just tears me up every time I open the refrigerator and see pickles and I can't have any. But I do like salt and vinegar though. I like the plain and salt and vinegar are the only two that I like though. But Blue Cross Blue Shield is offering this new inhaler in place of Advil. I don't know if you know the Advil is that purple disc that asthmatics take. And when I looked at the ingredients, because I am a person who reads ingredients, it has a bunch of nanoparticles in there. And I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not taking this. And so I sat there and I thought about it. And I was like, well, when I had gotten C19 back in 2020, I remember my pulmonary doctor at the time said to me, he said, you may have to start smoking because they could not get my asthma regulated because of the C19. And I was like, man, I don't smoke. Like, what are you talking about? Because I had never smoked a day in my life. And so I remembered when he was explaining to me how smoking is beneficial. Now, we're not talking about marijuana or anything like that. We're talking about herbs. And so, I mean, that is technically a herb, but it's more chemical nowadays. But anyway, I'll tell you the herbs we're talking about. So he said, you may have to start doing that. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I just can't. Like, I can't picture myself smoking. Like I'm 51 years old. You want me to start smoking at 51? Like, who? That doesn't make sense. Oh, what was I 50? 50. That doesn't make sense. And so I was like, no. I just was like, no. And I mean, we did the hyperbaric chambers. We did all types of things to regulate it. I mean, I couldn't even walk up a flight of steps without having to stop, bend over, and try to catch my breath because of C19. So when they did this with the medicine, they said come January 1st, we will not offer it. I was like, hell no, you're not putting that jab up in me. And so that's when I decided to start. I already knew that certain herbs was good for dispelling mucus. And so I just started doing some research. This was back in back in like the middle of November when I got the letter. And so I started doing a bunch of research and find out how to make a blend because I was like, well, I'm gonna have to do what I never wanted to do. And so I just started doing a blend. The funny thing, y'all, is I have a 34-year-old daughter. She is a smoker, and she's not a cigarette smoker. She's a weed smoker. And so she was like, FaceTime me so I can see you smoking. And I was like, really? And so when I tell you, she laughed at me so bad, she screen recorded, said to everybody in the family. When I say they all laughed, because I'm the oldest, and it was like, I'm the corny one in the family. And so they laughed at me so hard, y'all. I was like, really? Y'all just gonna sit there and laugh at me? No one's gonna teach me how to smoke. You're just gonna laugh at me. And so it was just so funny. So she did end up teaching me how to actually inhale it to get the best, for my lungs. And so actually, I went and purchased this because she told me to buy this. So I had to go to the smoke shop and ask the guy, because she's back in Delaware, what to buy. I just told him the name that she said. And so he was like, oh, yeah, you don't want to. He's like, don't even do the paper anymore, because I was doing hemp paper to make sure it's natural. I was doing unbleached hemp paper, organic unbleached hemp paper at that, just to make sure it stayed natural. And so he was like, no, this works better. He said, I understand. And then when he pulled it, I was like, that's what crackheads use. And he laughed at me. And he was like, no, ma'am, that's not what they use. And I was like, when I'm watching TV, that's what the kids use. He laughed so hard. He's like, ma'am, that's not this. This is for weed. And so he was like, well, what you buying this for? You obviously don't smoke. And I was like, I told him what I was using. So I was like, no, I'm going to use the mullein and the skull cap. And he was like, okay, I get it now. So he showed me how to use it. So he told me to buy, oh, I know, I watched you, remember? Listen, I watched you, remember? Because I kept begging you for your machine when you said you was moving to Mexico. Because we watched you transform. Anybody who's following you a year and a half ago, to almost 2 years, we watched you transform your body right on YouTube. So anybody wants to see Sean's transformation, you can go to her YouTube and look at her old videos where she transformed. So he showed me how to do it. I promise you, y'all, it was the most awkward thing ever practicing with this thing. But when I finally came home and I cleaned it out and all that stuff, and I let it dry, and the next day I did it because I had to make sure it was dry. When I took about puff number 5 or 6, I began to cough, and I coughed so bad and so much mucus came up that I actually upchucked. It was nothing but mucus. So I will say this is actually better. See, you're not burning up, even though you're lighting the herbs, you're not burning herbs. So you're not losing the medicinal properties. So I understood what he was saying and my daughter was saying. But to me, this is a lifesaver. And yeah, so I still have my rescue inhaler that the insurance covers, which I've never used them. Like they expire because I never really need it as long as I'm on my Advil and Singular. But unfortunately, they took that Singular away. I mean, the Advil away. So it made me go the alternative route. Something I never thought in my life, being 53 years old, learning how to smoke. So, but yeah, so that's the route that I go to. So that's why I came up with the smoke blend, because I had to come up with something that was going to allow me to breathe and replace the Advil, because I refuse to take that. But yeah, again, anybody wants to see Sean's transformation, you can go right on her YouTube. She has a bunch of juicing videos where you actually see her. She juiced, she worked out, she went hard. Like, she really went hard. I was like a little jealous because she went hard. Funny thing is that with my blood type, I'm not supposed to do no HIIT training, and I used to do HIIT training. So it's funny because certain blood types, when they did their study, it's not supposed to do HIIT training, HIIT, HIIT training. I forgot what the acronym stands for, but it's basically high intensity training. I forgot what the other high intensity something training, or high something intensity training, but it's HIIT. But according to my blood type, I'm not supposed to do HIIT training. I'm actually supposed to do weights only and moderate training. And I have elliptical treadmill and all that stuff, and I'm not supposed to use it, but I think I am going to start using it because I need to get at least 40 pounds back off. But yeah, she went hard. She worked out, she juiced, and she showed her journey while still crafting, doing tutorials, all of that. She did all. I don't know how she did all of it, honestly, and still worked a 9 to 5. She did it. We watched her do it. She definitely did. And she's a vegan, so she ate right. But she did. She transformed her body, and she showed her journey. Yep. You can go and see it. But yeah, I'll start doing that. So we'll do the kombucha video, kombucha on Monday. And then we'll just do some crafting on, some more crafting on Thursday. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because I do need to figure out what's going on with this, because I really wanted to get these up here right away. And also I have, like I said, I have a crafting journal that is completed. I just need to do the same thing. I need to bind that. So I created a crafting journal. So whether you crochet, whether you do tumblers, whether you do whatever craft you do, you can put your notes in there. It has a sheet in there for, say for instance, an order, like you'll be able to put orders in there. Your order sheets you'll be able to put in there. So like, for example, I just got some shirts from Sean. And so even though she has her invoices, you can put in there like the date that was ordered, what they ordered, things of that nature, and she doesn't have to always run back to maybe a file, but it all will be in there. If you do epoxy tumblers, you can put in there, this is the tumbler I made, these are the colors that I use, this is how much epoxy that I had to use for the base coat, the next coat, the top coat. If you're somebody who rhinestones, this is the cup that I made. This is the design that I made. This is how many stones that it took to make this cup and things like. So it's going to have the different types of crafts on there. Intermittent is like, for example, you're fasting for a certain period of time. So if you wake up at 6 in the morning, you may not have your first meal until 12, and you may set your goal to only eat between like 12 and say 6 or 7 or maybe 8. And then the rest of the day, the rest of the evening, you don't eat anything. What I like about intermittent fasting, because that actually worked for me as well, um, there are certain things you can have that does not break your fast, which is lemon water, and actually unsweetened tea. A lot of people don't tell you that, but unsweetened herb tea, real herbal tea, not that chamomile stuff that's sold in the grocery store, not that green tea sold in the grocery store, because those things, teas in the grocery store has fillers in it. I'm sorry if y'all drink tea, but the teas in the grocery stores have fillers in them. That is not all herb that you're actually having. You're having a bunch of fillers, even down to your coffee grinds. If you buy coffee grinds at the grocery store, you're not just drinking coffee, it's fillers in it. So me personally, I don't buy coffee grinds. I actually buy the coffee beans and I grind them myself. So, but any type of herbal teas with nothing in it does not break your fast. So if you got a little home, you can actually drink a herbal tea, but you can't put nothing in it. My doctor said coffee, black coffee as well, because I don't know if coffee is a diuretic. It's only bad for you once you add everything you add in it. So he told me I can do coffee. I just didn't because I don't drink coffee outside of the mornings. But lime water does not break your fast as well. So it worked for me as well. So I love intermittent fasting. So I would do intermittent. Now I did do mine a little earlier because I'm such a morning person. So I would have my first meal at 10 in the morning because I am a morning person. But I would eat from 10 to 6, and then I was fine the rest of the day. It is an amazing way to be disciplined. It definitely is. Now, in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard because I was like, at first, it was C-19 kicked in when I first started, and we were home because everything was shut down. And now you're laying in the bed and like, well, I want some chips while we watching this movie. So it became well, I started doing it right before COVID. And so I'm like, wait, I want to lay in the bed, eat some chips too with my husband. So it was out of control. It was out of control. And you know what? Now I'm thinking about I'm going to start doing that again because that is a quick way to lose weight. Because what you're doing is you're putting your body in starvation. I hate to use the word starvation mode, but it causes your body to go into ketosis is the correct term. Yeah, herbal teas, black coffee. Yeah. So yeah. My doctor did tell me black coffee. I didn't know about black coffee until he told me. I knew about lemon or lime water, and that's actually lime is the best because lemon is actually man-made. Lemon is not from God. The earth or wherever somebody chooses to use, but lime is the real fruit is lime, and it's actually Myers limes at that. Not even all limes, it's Myers lime. Limes come strictly from Florida. Limes are native to Florida. The Ogeechee and Creek people are the ones that harvested limes. Sure, you can ask your rhinestone question. But yeah, you're just basically sending your body into ketosis. So what you're doing is you're kind of starving the body. That's why you hear people say that. And it's causing your body to get hungry and then eat the fat that's already inside. And that's how you lose the weight with intermittent fasting. So that's a great idea. Oh, it's amazing for the skin. So what was your question? I'm sorry. Oh, I have a question. I just did a laptop cover by hand and I have no idea how to do the edges. Sean, can you answer that question? Because I didn't do the Yeah, you definitely have to work out. Weights is amazing too, though, because it builds lean muscle. But I didn't do my edges because my edges on my laptop that I did, they're kind of rounded. I have an HP. Well, I have 3 laptops, but the one that I blinged is my purple one, and mine have rounded edges, so I couldn't do it. Yep, you have a tip, Sean, on how to do the edges? Because I left my edges. Plus me, I was afraid of dropping it. And, I have never, and I was afraid of all of them breaking off. Yeah, because like I said, I couldn't do mine. I said I'm gonna buy Sean's template for my other one. Because one thing I don't want to do is play stones. I was getting ready to play stones by hand. She did that when I forgot that she did that. I want her to do the Cricut one now because I want to do my Cricut. I've never blinged my Cricut like I wanted to. And I was actually thinking about doing my KitchenAid. I was thinking about blinging my KitchenAid, but I was like, nah, I don't want those things start falling off into the products because I brought a KitchenAid for my business. I brought the big one. So I was like, nah. But I never bling my, well, technically my Cricut is bling, but it's bling with cheaper rhinestones. Yeah, 8 to 10 in the morning. Trim it down to the size of your laptop. Okay. Because she should better fold, I mean, if she's placing them by hand, she should have a little lip that she can place them. Hi, welcome in, welcome in. If you're new here, consider subscribing, liking the video, and turning notification bells on. You missed it. What I did today is we did some cinching. I made a planner on live. However, it wouldn't close. It wouldn't cinch the binder. So I have to figure out why, because I did adjust it to the size of my coil. So I have to figure out why that didn't happen. But if you turn your notification bell on, that will let you know when I'm going live. I'm going to go live twice a week until February the 16th, until I have to go away for approximately a month. But you're always welcome here. Are you a crafter? Oh my gosh, are you serious? That's rude. I think you want to try to speak to everybody that comes in. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome here. And y'all don't forget to also go follow Sean. All things Sean. She's right here on YouTube. If you click on her name, it'll take you to her YouTube channel. Sean has all types of videos. We actually don't niche down. She does, like I said, her juicing videos. She was showing you her working out. She does rhinestones, embroidery, sewing, you name it. She is a jackets of all trades as well. And she's very informative. I love just sitting listening to her also. The other Sean did not to see her come in today, but and I don't know if T is still here because I haven't seen her saying anything since the beginning. But yeah, please don't forget to follow all things Sean as well. And Sean has a membership program. Oh, thank you. If you are into embroidery and rhinestones and things like that, uh, she actually has a membership program where she has classes for her members only. She does videos for her members only. So you can go check out that. It's in her description box as well. And there's her email if you have any questions. So we just been in here after I've finished doing that. We've been in here talking just different things and about different video ideas and just different things and like just chatting. Actually, I never actually chat afterwards as well. I'm like shocked. Well, just send Sean an email and she can help you figure it out. But yeah, so yeah, we'll do that for Monday and we'll go ahead and do the kombucha. And I'll put if you want to work along with the premiere, I will list the oh, that light is starting to change. I will list the wait, what time is it, guys? Oh, okay. I gotta get ready to get out of here anyway. It's almost 6. And so I'll list everything you need for to make kombucha. I'll list everything you need, everything you won't need right away. So what I'll do is I'll put it in there what you need for. Not really, because I don't really watch TV like that. I'm old school. Um, Thank you, Sean. I'm old school. So I watch old TV shows. I don't watch anything really new these days. But so I'll put in the description, I mean, a description of the post what you need to get started. Because like I said, it's technically a 3-part process. to making kombucha, and it's typically depending on the temperature of your home. It is. I don't know if she's still in here because she hasn't said anything in a while. Um, it's a three-part process to making it. It can take anywhere, depending on the temperature of your home or your cabinet that you're using. It will take anywhere from 7 to 10 days. It could take up to 30. So it just depends on your temperature of your home that you're in. So typically, you can have it ready to drink in about 15 days. That's usually the longest that it really takes. She's somewhere taking a nap. I did see her go out and come back in when I was live, and she must be somewhere laying down because I don't hear her. So she gets like that when she gets bored, when she's not getting my attention. She'll go and lay down. But she's going to get up because we're about to go get Lonnie. So I usually leave here at 6:10 to go and get him to get off at 7. But she'll be getting excited in a minute, especially when I go to grab that leash. She'll get she'll wake up quickly. She'll hear it and just jump up. But she's probably in her bed. She sleeps. She goes to her bed easily. So, all right, let me go ahead. I need to clean this stuff up real quickly so I can go pick up my husband. I really enjoyed chatting with you all. I appreciate you for standing here and supporting me. Again, you can go to www.copperhuecollections. No, it's not. So it's not hard. It just takes discipline. It just takes discipline. That's all. Now, I will say this before I go. When I stopped eating meat, I stopped eating meat in 2016. 17, I think. I think it was 17. I actually went cold turkey. Now, mind you, I only ate fish and chicken. I don't like the taste of beef. I don't like the taste of pork. I don't like the taste of turkey. So for me, it was a little easier. So I went cold turkey. The hard part was for me was giving up my duck and my lamb. Because at the time, I only ate fish, chicken, duck, and lamb. That's it. So when it came to trying to give it up, cold turkey, that was kind of easy because I only eat lamb and duck once a year or twice a year, which is November, December. And so maybe once in a while we'll have lamb throughout the year, but not duck. And so the hardest part for me was, like I said, was the chips. Everything else was easy. I never drank fruit juice. I make my own juice, as I told you. It was always easy for me because I was always making my own sauces and things like that. I don't really eat pasta. I'm not a fan of pasta like that. I do like a good lasagna here and there, or a good ziti or something like that, but I have to make it myself in order to like. I'm not huge on spaghetti, even though I do like spaghetti sauce and tomatoes. And but it was kind of easy for me. You know, my family always say it was easy for you because you don't eat nothing. I don't like bread. I never did. I probably never will. Even if I would get a sub or cheesesteak or something like that, I would make them gut all the inside of the bread out and basically only had a shell just so I could eat a sub or a steak. I don't like lunch meat, so I don't really eat subs. I wouldn't really eat a cheesesteak if I did eat something like that. So a lot of things was easy for me. I wasn't an alcoholic drinker, so that was easy to, to walk away. I mean, I was starting to already make my fruit wines, but I was making my fruit wines. They're natural. They didn't have the peptides in it and all that stuff. And we'll do that one day also. I'll show you how to make that as well. So I was making, it was kind of easy. But now when my son went and stopped eating meat, it wasn't even hard for him, and he didn't go cold turkey. He did gradually do it, but what he did is he stopped eating one meat at a time, and he did like 30 days because the repetition is the father of learning. And so he would just come off of one meat, and he started with beef because him and my oldest daughter love steak, and so he just went like 30 days of not eating, first learning how to not eat steak, and then he moved on to maybe like chicken, and he did like pork and stuff like that. So he just gradually did it that way and pulled himself off that way. So it just depends on how. There's so many ways you can do it. Now, I will say this, and like I said, I am a big advocate for blood type eating. Reason being is because, for one, the way that we eat is the way and blood type eating is actually how our ancestors ate. And honestly, if you went to a true natural a nutritionist, they will tell you that the best way to eat is the way that your ancestors ate, because you have to understand this, especially your mother's lineage. Because that mitochondria gene is passed down to you, so is all those genomes and all that is passed down through your mother as well. So therefore, you should be eating according to that bloodline, and so that bloodline, and that's where they got the blood type eating and started studying the blood types, and how to eat that way. I will say I've seen people do it in such a short period of time, and I really just started teaching it just last year, and I've seen people have results from it. I did. I lost most of my weight in just 3 months, and I only gained it back because I stopped eating it because we moved down here, and I couldn't eat the way I wanted to do because nothing in South Carolina is healthy. Nothing. I went from being in a state where I could eat healthy food to coming to a state there is no healthy food. It's nothing, and I don't eat grits, so I don't like stuff like that. It's nothing but grits and fried fish down here, pretty much. But yeah, so just find a plan that works for you. Everybody's body's different. Everything's different for everybody. We go about doing it differently. Just find what works for you and just stick at it. And then find yourself some accountability partners. That's all. Just find some accountability partners. My daughter used to say to me, "Mommy, why you got them chips? You're not supposed to eat them chips." She thinks she's my mother though, but. But again, let me go ahead and get out of here because I only have a few minutes to use the bathroom and get myself together. Like I said, appreciate you guys. Again, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you know when I'm going live again. And I hope to see you all in the next live. See you later.